Hello, this is Calvin. So today I want just to demonstrate to you how the admin from various schools are able to access their portal, and these are demo portals, and everything I'm using here I'm just using for educational purposes only. All right. So first and foremost, I want to log in as an admin, so I will be able to come here, and then I want to be as admin. So admin from A, then admin 1, 2, 3. Then this is the dashboard for this admin from this school. This is Hillside Primary and Junior School. This is just fishes. So now you're able to see the dashboard with different counts, data counts. You can see 10 teachers, 3 learners, and so on and so forth. And the admin is able to see all that. And now I don't want to dwell much or to come to summative assessment because this one have actually made videos on that, and we can now see how to delete scores, how to delete scores, and even how to give reports on summative assessment like merit list and so on. So those ones I don't want to dwell on them because already we have the videos and we were able to look at them, and that one we don't want to go back to that. So for summative report cards, they are here. So as I've said, these ones I don't want to dwell much of them. We've already seen how they are being generated and how you can easily print them and have those reports. Okay. So now let me just go straight away to insights, informative assessments, and reports, which are combined formative and summative, right? So the admin will be able to see the formative assessment reports coming here to check the learner detailed insights. So here, the admin from this school will just select the grade level, all right? And then all streams, if you want to display all reports, all assessment reports, you'll be able to leave it at that. But if you want to, for a particular stream, just select the stream and everything will be fine. So this is a report. This is a assessment report. Okay. This one's for formative assessment only. So you're able to see that we're able to generate for all the students in that particular stream, that particular grade level. So this report or this assessment report is very, very dynamic, and the admin is able to go deep into other details so that they are able to see how the students are faring on. Okay. So, for example, this first student here, the admin can look at how this learning area has been performed in. Like, for example, these students, you can see the exceeding expectation 1 is having 9 of them, and exceeding expectation 2, 4. And these are all counts that the student is having in terms of these performance levels in this particular learning area English. Okay, so we can further escalate our view or viewership into other areas like substrand. Okay, like those activities, how the students fare on. So, for example, I may want to look at English. So you can see these are strands in English. Okay, so the strands are very many in English. So the assessment was done in these strands, and you can see very many strands have been assessed on, but you can see some are still not be have not been assessed on. The land have not been assessed on these ones, so there are no scores in those areas. So if you want to see how the learner is performing in listening and speaking, you're able to go deep into that by just selecting that, and you can see conversational skills, polite language. The learner is getting exceeding expectation 1, 2 of them, which means we need to see the activities, the 2 activities, because you can see this area has got 2 activities. So when you open that, you will be able to see the 2 activities and how the learner actually performed in those 2 activities. So you can see exceeding expectation 1 in both of them. Okay, and the learner is getting 100 in this ability. So these are the specific learning outcomes or the abilities the teacher has to test or has to assess the learner on by just awarding scores. Okay, so by using what we call the rubrics. Okay, so ability to identify polite expression used in the introduction of self and others, the learner is getting exceeding expectation 1. Okay, and this other ability the learner is getting exceeding expectation one as well. How the teacher actually awarded these marks, I already demonstrated on that, so I don't want to go back to that. Okay, so you can see this particular insight is very, very important for the teacher and even the parent, as I will later demonstrate how the parent will be able to assess their results, okay, their children's results. So that is what we call the learner detailed assessment reports, cards, or detailed insights, okay. So you can also go to combined reports will now give us uh, reports where we are combining both the formative assessment and the summative assessment, okay? So we come to combined overall merit list. When you come to combined overall merit list, this one is a merit list where we have formative assessment and summative assessment combined, okay, together. And how we are combining, we take 60% of the formative assessment and 40% of the summative assessment. So we want to look at grade 7, for example, just to demonstrate term 2, then exam 2. So you can either rank or no ranking. Let me just put rank. So ranking is optional. So you can see this is a merit list, but it's combined. For example, you can see this student here is getting 76 in English. This 76, part of it, which is 60%, is formative assessment, and the other 40% is summative assessment, giving us 76. Okay, so the same applies to these other subjects. So as of now, the subjects which have been which are in the system, the scores are this four, but depends with the data that you already put in the system. Okay. Okay. All right. So the also we can check on combined stream merit list. When you check on combined stream merit list, this one is a merit list where the 60% coming from formative assessment, 40% come from summative assessment. So the same to the overall combined merit list. So let us look at this and then narrow it down to group 7A. Then you can see we have term 2 there. Then we can say exam 2. And you can see that the data is there and everything is fine. So this one is a combined merit list stream-wise. So the admin is able to download this particular report and even share it with the students or share it with the school administration. As you can see, this one is for the grade 7A, which is the combined stream merit list, okay? So this one is very nice. So you can see it, very, very nice, all right? So now you can also look at combined gender merit list where we have the combined merit list being generated in terms of gender. We filter in terms of gender. So you can see we can have male, then term 2, exam 2. Okay? So then there is no rank, there is rank. That is optional. You select accordingly. So you can see this one is the merit list, but this one for males. Okay? You can also change to females if you want. For the female, just change to female. Okay? Then you can also put rank if you want to put the rank, just put rank. So here the female is just one. Okay? So if you want to download this or print this, just come to download. Then if you download, then you just share it with others. Okay. There's also combined learning area gradient analysis. So combined learning area performance level analysis. This one will tell us the distribution of various performance levels across all the subjects. So you have grade 7, then maybe term 2, so maybe exam 2. So you are able to see that we have distributed the we've done the distribution accordingly. So in Kiswahili, the students are 5 and the exceeding expectation 2 are only 2 in Kiswahili. And then meeting expectation 2 is 1 and so on and so forth. So we are just doing performance level distribution across those learning areas. And then we are ranking based on these averages. Okay, so this one is performance level analysis for those various learning areas. Then the admin can also look at what we call combined assessment report cards. So we've also combined the formative assessment and summative assessment using the 60% formative assessment and 40% summative assessment. Okay, so we can select grade 7, then we can say all streams of grade 7A, then you can either rank or no rank. So you can see this is just now very nice. You can see it has got everything, everything is falling in place, and all these are the students in that class. All right. So when you look at this report card, this is just now for the combined formative and summative assessment. The other report card that we just looked at, that was meant for formative assessment only, and you are able to look at all those areas under those learning areas and all the activities and substance and even strands, how the student performed in those areas. This is now everything brought under the same roof here, where we have the whole formative assessment and summative assessment brought on one report card, all right? And you can see there's also graph here. The graph should be showing the progress of the student as the student continues taking these exams, okay? So you can see that is marvelous. And then you can also have the comments down here and the term dates, closing and opening dates, and then the fee balances. You can also put the into the system. Accordingly, the system will fetch all those. Okay. So now that is how this admin will generate reports for these formative assessments and also report for combined assessments. Okay. Let me also come in as admin for another school. For example, I will come in as admin for school B. So the demo admin account for school B will also take just the same shape. But now when you look at it keenly, the data for this school is a little bit low. You can see 2 teachers, 7 learners, 2 houses, 13 learning areas, okay? So the demo data are lower than the other school. So the same things will happen on this side. The teacher will, the admin will be able to look at the reports. Let me just take you to summative. So summative, if you want to look at the insights into these reports, then grade 7P, okay, you can see, okay, the admin can look at, for example, mathematics and check which area the students may be lagging behind. So like numbers, these are subtopics or subtrends in those numbers. This is the substrand in a number story. So the teacher will be able to check the substance and escalate it to indicator or the activities. Okay, these are the activities, and you can see the teacher in charge of English, in charge of mathematics, have done all the assessments in this particular uh, strand, which is whole numbers, substrand, which is whole numbers, and you can see the award has taken place, and this has really analyzed that. So these are the abilities the teacher is supposed to assess on. So ability to use place value and total value of digits up to hundreds of millions. The learner is getting exceeding expectation 1, which is very good, which is excellent. So you can always follow up how the learners are doing in all those areas. Okay, and this system does it very effectively and very well. Okay, so the other school can also look at that. So combine as well. The other school can also check. Other schools can also check they have, what they have, maybe term 3, maybe cat 1. So you can see the 2 students. Okay, that is the merit list combined. Then combined stream merit is the same, you can do the same. So you can see the data is totally different from the other side, where we had a little bit more students than this side of the school. Okay, so that is combined stream merit list. Then combined gender merit list, also the admin from this school can also do the same. Only that we see a little bit difference because of the data that we have in the 2 schools. So you can see that is male only one, then female also, you can also do the same. So this school has got fewer data, they have a little data. So I put little data just for demonstration purposes. educational purposes only. So term 3 and part 1. So you can see this one is combined stream merit list, combined stream learning area performance level analysis. So you can see we have actually distributed these performance levels across all the learning areas. Okay, where there is data. Okay, where there is data. So that is what will happen. Then also we have a combined report here, the combined assessment report card. Okay, all stream, maybe stream P, maybe this rank. So you can see here we have only those two students. The data is little seemingly. Only formative assessment is there. So that is what we have for that particular school. So I want to log out. Okay. We want to log in a student. So let me demonstrate. So the student will have to sign up if the account has not been created. So come here, sign up, you can see. So the student will come there and put the admission number, then their full demonstration. Then the student finds their records by just clicking find my record, and you can see the student exists in this school, Hillside Primary and Junior School. Okay, that demo school. And then preferred username, we can say drills, Margaret, Mar1, then Mar123. So confirm. So the student is actually signing up. So you have to confirm the above details are correct. So then you can just easily create the account and can see account created successfully. You can now log in. Okay. So the student will come here to log in now. So this is the student logging in account page. So we will say username and then the password. Okay. So then we click login. So you can see we have now logged in and we have landed on the student's dashboard. As you can see, the student has got this red circle here with a bell that indicate the number of notifications from ProSmat. So the student has not read them because it's just logged in now. So now you can see, then the student can also see what we call summative results. So you just click view results and the results will be viewed and you can see the slip is here is very, very nice, okay, with a watermark. So the student will be able to see that result slip, okay. The student can also look at formative results, their formative results, how they have been faring on in the class as the term progresses. So you can see very nice. This one is a report card with everything. So the student can see how am I doing in mathematics, okay? And the student can still ask themselves how am I doing in these strands in mathematics. Maybe, for example, let's say numbers. Then you can see the student can view which assessments or how many assessments have been done and how many are still remaining. And also the student can look at how they're doing in those that particular activity. Okay, so you can see that like this activity, which is using place value and total value of digits up to 100 of millions, the student has got approaching expectation 1. Okay, so these are the abilities that we have under that substrand whole numbers, and the student has fared on in that manner. And they can print. They can also print that report and use it for their own personal consumption. So you can see very nice. The student can look at deeply, look at everything that they want to check. Okay, in terms of those learning areas. So the student can also check on their notification. Here, when they check on notification, they will be able to see all the notification from ProSmat here. These are just coming from ProSmat for all the students, this particular schools. Okay, so those are notification. Then the profile is also here. The student can also change their passwords and they can also log out. So that's how the student will interact with this dashboard. Let me now log out and come in as the parent, right? Come in as a parent to this particular student who just logged in or who just signed up, all right? So we'll come here and then we say parents. So now we are in parent login page. The parent must sign up, all right? For the first time, the parent must sign up. So we come to sign up. Then we are going to have this page. So we enter the parent phone number, okay? Then we enter the admission number. Then we find the child. And you can see we have found our child is in this school. So once we have signed up, we will be able to access our portal, okay? So the preferred username, I can say, let me just use Drills, then, okay, Drills, 1, 2, 3. So let me confirm that this is my child. Okay, so I can create the parent account and you can see it has been created successfully. So I can go back to parent login page here. Then I put my username. Then I put my password. Then in this demo account, you will be able to be landed to your demo account as you can see. So similarly, this parent has multiple children in different institutions using this particular ProSmat CBE system. So that's why we have brought. That's what we are doing because we have to bring everything under one roof for this parent. So once the parent has signed up with only one student admission number, we will be able to bring all the children under one roof for this particular parent, okay? So the parent can view their reports, okay, very easily. So when you look at it, all the schools from which these students are learning or studying, okay, we are able to bring it here. So you can see a demo school here, Hillside Primary and Junior School, Sunrise Primary and Junior School, which means we can view which children do I have in Hillside Primary. By just clicking on that, you can see some has been removed. And which one are there in Sunrise? Only two, okay? So we are bringing all your children under one roof so long as those schools are using ProSmat, all right? So you can view how these children are faring on. So for example, let me have, okay, we can now view reports. The parent will be able to view reports of any child coming from any school. So let me view report for this one, Margaret Drills, the year, the 2025, and we want to look at maybe term 2 and the formative results. Formative results, the parent can easily view, as you can see. These are formative results, okay? So these are result slip or academic slip for these parents, and you can easily see how the child is faring on in those end term exams and in those mid term exams. And you can easily print that report. Okay, let us look at another type of report that is formative. So formative, with formative, we are looking at how the child has been doing throughout the term in terms of classroom assessments, and the parent can easily view that. Okay, and you can see it is here with us. So this is for formative assessment. So this formative assessment, the parent will be able to see everything. So the parent can see how the child is doing in Kiswahili, for example, you can see. So how is he doing in this one here? And you can see. So the parent can look at everything and come up with a very solid decision, okay, and make up for the child. So that is what the parent will be able to see. The parent can also see the profile and even change their photos, like upload photo here. So you can just upload photo. So let's say this is the parent for just demonstration. So just like that, and then they upload, and then the profile you can see that this one has already been escalated to this point. So everything is fine. So the parent can also change their password, but there has to be a reset code sent to their phones. This is the phone number. So when you say send reset code, it will send to their phone, and then the parent will be able to proceed and do this part of changing of the password. So like now, I've sent to that phone. So the OTP comes, then you put the OTP here, then proceed to change the password. So that's why we're saying it must be secure. Okay, that's what the parent will be doing. So then we also have what we call the notifications. As I've said, the notifications, they're not real. So those are just demo notifications. So let me log out. Let me log out. Okay. Let me log out. Now we have come in as a student, parent, and so on. So let me log out. So what about coming in as a teacher? All right, because this one is a multi tenancy and multi login system. So let me come in as one teacher. All right. So the teacher will come in here. The teacher will just have a look at how they're doing in terms of their learning areas, their handling. Okay, so you can see like this teacher. Can see the formative assessments. Subjects are there. You can see these are the subjects handled by this teacher in summative assessments. Also, the teacher is able to see formative section, the classes. Okay, here the teacher will be able to do what we call assessments. Okay, so like maths, we will come here and then just select the strand and the substrand and then proceed to award marks on these abilities. Okay, let me check ability to use place values. Okay, create assignment. Okay, already that one the teacher already created and already awarded. So you can see very nice. So that is how the teacher will be doing that. So we can also track performances, checking on how the students are doing. Okay, the streams are here. Can also check the stream averages. Okay, my students 360 view everything happening in school. So notifications already there. So you can see this notification for the teacher. The profile they can change always here and all that. So very nice, very nice. They can also change their password as well by using the OTP. So everything is very, very nice for that teacher. So let me log out. I want to come in as a teacher from different school. So let me say, okay. So let this one be Samuel. Let me try if it is, no, it's not right. Okay, Samuel. So then I say, Sam, let me try the, okay, this one. So this one is from a different school. I've just logged in using a demo account from a different school. Okay, so can see the same things. The teacher can also do the same thing. These are you saw summative assessment classes. These are formative assessment classes. Can award performance level or do the rubrics here. Okay, okay, can check their assessments that they have created and that they have done. So meanwhile they are in draft status. If when you change to public or publish, then it will now be ready for results. Ready for results. When they're still in draft status, the teacher can still change those ones. Just open, then they can still change this scores like this. They can still change them anyhow the way they want. Then they save. Okay, so that one means they're still in there at draft status. When published, the assessment will now be ready for analysis or generation of results. Cannot be changed anymore. So let me log out. Thank you for watching. This is Calvin's.